Nature, wildlife, trees, plants. We, all of us, have evolved with them, and we could not live without them. In fact, a majority of the food that we eat comes from plants, and of course, all of the air that we breathe. But the beauty of plants and nature always goes deeper. There's always more for us to discover. And the big thing that's been sticking with me lately is that a recent study has shown spending just 20 minutes in nature will reduce your cortisol levels by 20%. So cortisol is the hormone that we release when we're super stressed out, and basically it prevents us from learning. It makes us feel dumb. It can make us sick. It's something that really destroys our health and happiness if we're feeling it too often. And so the question is, why doesn't more of our cities feel more natural? Why does a lot of our cities feel like this, which is New York City in the 1990s, not exactly stress-free? But this is what they transformed it into. It's called the High Line. They added 100,000 plants from 500 different species, all somehow commingling with the tourists and the locals. And it's considered to be a massive success for urban planning, for transportation engineering, for real estate development. But the thing that gets me here speaking to you is about actually gardening. Because I believe that if all of us knew a little bit more or was a little bit more interested in naturalistic gardening, we would be creating a more beautiful paradise for ourselves every day. So the first principle of it is that natural gardens, naturalistic gardens, are dense. There's just more plants. You feel like you're surrounded by plants. When you see a little plant here, a little plant there, that's not it. And the second thing that really you just need to take away is that they're diverse. There are more species. It's nice that you want to plant a garden with 3 species of plants, but try 30. It's harder, but you can do it. Just ask the gardener. And the sort of trick here that is really hard to sort of know intuitively is that it's layered. So basically at the top you have some interesting stuff, in the middle you have all kinds of interesting things, and on the bottom you almost always have some grasses. And it turns out that you can start to think of these layers with sort of an ontology, like an academic approach to it, which is the nerdy-ness of the gardening we're getting into today. Basically, it turns out that grasses are the workhorse of a garden, and there are 12,000 species of grasses. So think twice when you're just looking to plant the same exact one that your landscape architect is super passionate about. And basically, this is the book that you should be reading if you are interested in this stuff. This is definitely, it reads like Harry Potter. If I was Oprah, you'd have one under your seat right now, I swear. So my big point is that I believe all of our offices should feel like this. This is Kew Gardens in London. There is actually a co-working space I was in that had 1,000 plants, and it did actually feel like that. Not exactly as exotic, but. And this is Sky Gardens in London. The message here with these past 2 slides is really, we can start to be smarter about automation, automatic watering, all of these things. And really the big message is we should be fusing with nature. So this is Singapore. These are called super trees. I think it's a new wonder of the world. And you have basically tropical gardens growing up these structures. You see exotic flowers and everything. And you also have amazing concerts going on there. This is the Netherlands. This is sort of just stepping back on innovation in plants. This is vertical farming with LED lighting. They're now doing it 5 times more efficiently than us with tomatoes and peppers. So also thinking about being surrounded by the food that we grow. And that still feels beautiful and probably stress reducing. So just stepping back, definitely Colorado, we are all so fortunate to be living in like one of the most beautiful places in the world, naturally. So we can take that. My only message to you on the big picture is to challenge all of us to make it even more beautiful, because more nature is going to be more beautiful. So thank you very much.